ecosystem, the enabling environment that allows for strategic philanthropy.
Yeah, that's where, after a number of years sort of dabbling in the space, that's sort of where I focused my energies, which is helping to build philanthropic infrastructure. Because, and again, there's no one size fits all, right? So, but if you look at what's required to generate and create that enabling environment for philanthropy to strive, and more specifically strategic philanthropy to strive, obviously the regulatory dimension is extremely important. Without that, you'll always have weak infrastructure. And that's why, of course, again, partnership with government is essential, and policymakers being on board with this, I think, inflection point that we're seeing in how philanthropy is embraced in many parts of the world. Networks is critical. So for me, again, if you just take a step back, looking at what infrastructure means, the age-old sort of adage of not giving fish but teaching to fish. For me, the infrastructure is the better tools to fish, the better rods, the better instruction manuals, if you will, helping to generate more bang for buck with the same resources. The reality is, of course, in many emerging markets, we're seeing those resources going up significantly, not least because we have a massive wealth transition that's taking place. Globally, $60 trillion over the next 2 decades we expect to see, and in Asia and Africa alone, close to $25 trillion over the next 2 decades that we expect to see passing on to the next generation. So we expect to see much deeper pools of philanthropic capital being dispersed. So we're at a time where if we don't have that philanthropic infrastructure in place, we're going to see a lot of muted impact. And beyond muted impact, we also have, and there's increasing recognition, a responsibility to make sure we know where money is going, because money that is going into opaque structures can not just have muted impact, but actually unintentional negative impact. And that's becoming more of an urgency. So again, what are the key aspects of building infrastructure? Networks is key, because we need to share learnings, build trust, not just within the sector, but between different stakeholders, as I said, again, between philanthropy, business, and government. And that's actually also where media comes in, really importantly. We still have a dearth of not just data and information, but stories, well captured and well investigated and well written stories, which can also be translated into case studies across many of these regions of the world. So having media on board as a partner in that quest is extremely important. But fundamentally, with the right infrastructure, we have better trust networks. And again, as we all know, trust is the foundation for everything. So that's really where I've been focusing my efforts, including helping to build these sorts of platforms at academic centers of excellence in different parts of the world. Cambridge being one of them, but then more recently the NYU in Abu Dhabi, hopefully one soon in a country in sub-Saharan Africa.
I was going to say, you're going to tell us some news.
In South Africa, to serve the region, and hopefully in partnership with the African Union, and then one in East Asia as well. And these would serve basically three, or stand on 3 pillars: research, convening, and education. And of course, these are not mutually exclusive. They would all inform and feed off each other. Yes.
And your point